Hello guys, meet again with Queen MMA. Bellator is one of the big three promoters of MMA in the world, and of course, the fighters they have the qualities of some of the best fighters on the planet. While the UFC clearly has a larger pool of talented fighters, Bellator MMA, the California-based promoter, has in recent years been trying to level the playing field. And here are the fighters that we have summarized as the best fighters owned by Bellator MMA. But before we continue, don't forget to press the subscribe button and activate the bell for those who haven't, so as not to miss another exciting update from Queen MMA. 10. Patricio Pitbull Freire, Featherweight and Lightweight Division, 34 years old. Pitbull Freire is widely regarded as the best Bellator fighter of all time. In the quarterfinals and semi-finals of the Bellator Featherweight World Grand Prix, the 34-year-old won back-to-back first-round wins. He is an outstanding Brazilian fighter who has faced McKee in the final on July 30th, as well as defeating Pedro Carvalho and Emmanuel Sanchez. By 2021, the two-weight world champion has become one of the Bellator's greatest fighters, demonstrating his unrivaled ability against top-flight competition. Despite turning 34 in July, he continues to improve his game and has always been able to stay on top. With that said, McKee is the next fighter we'll be discussing, posing a significant challenge to his throne in the 145 pounds featherweight division. McKee is the best fighter of the year, and he is the first pound-for-pound Bellator champion. He is the greatest fighter ever to fight for Scott Coker. Vadim Nemkov, Light Heavyweight Division, age 29. The current list of the best Bellator fighters must include Nemkov. The light heavyweight champion has won 8 fights in a row, including a TKO victory over former light heavyweight champion Ryan Bader in August 2020. Since then, the King of Sambo in 4 bouts has beaten Phil Davis and displayed strong dominance throughout the division. Vadim Nemkov has become a top fighter, and he hasn't even reached his prime yet. At the very least, this year or so, he should appear more attractive. Vadim Nemkov is now ranked second on the men's pound-for-pound list at Bellator. Agree or not, we have to agree with his status as one of the best Bellator fighters. Despite Bellator's apparent claim that they have the best fighter in the world at light heavyweight, I think it will be more interesting to see Nemkov compete in the UFC. But for now, let's just sit back and enjoy the show. Eight. Yaroslav Amosov, Welterweight Division, age 27. Amosov's reputation as one of the best Bellator fighters is well-deserved. The Ukrainian has a 7-0 record at the Bellator, having joined the 19-0 record in the Ukraine and Russia regional bouts. Despite the fact that his opponent's caliber had been questioned, he had so far devoured every fighter placed before him. Amosov's achievements before entering the world of MMA were also outstanding. He is a former world champion in Sambo and jiu-jitsu. However, it looks like Amosov hasn't earned his hype yet, but some fans believe he might be a valuable addition to the UFC. Amosov fights at 77 kilograms, 170 pounds, where he is currently coached by Kamaru Usman. Given what we know about Usman's skills and weaknesses as a fighter, this might be an interesting cross-promotion fight. Seven. Gegard Mousasi, Middleweight Division, 35 years old. Mousasi is not only one of the best Bellator fighters of 2021, but also one of the most underrated MMA artists of all time. That's because of his move from UFC to Bellator, despite his incredible 47-7-2 record since 2003, and here's the thing. Under the banners of Pride, Cage Warriors, Dream, Strikeforce, and UFC, Mousasi has amassed an impressive record. The Iranian-born Dutch fighter is highly regarded among well-rounded MMA fans, having won titles at most of the promoters. It is incredible that he is still playing at the highest level almost 2 decades after making his debut. Mousasi is one of the greatest Bellator fighters of all time, and he currently has a belt in middleweight. Six. Cris Cyborg, Women's Featherweight Division, age 36. Cyborg is considered one of the best female MMA fighters in history. She is not only a legendary female MMA fighter, but she is also one of the best Bellator fighters in 2021. Her dominance in this sport is well known, as she is the only fighter, both male and female, to have won 4 major MMA titles in the world in 4 years. Different promotions. Cris Cyborg has won the Invicta FC, Strikeforce, and UFC featherweight titles. The Brazilian also holds the women's Bellator featherweight title. An extraordinary achievement. Because of Cyborg's excellence in mixed martial arts, Cyborg has been challenged in the square ring by some of the best female boxers in the world. He also stated that he would like to fight Katie Taylor, an Irish superstar, in the future. For now, Cyborg remains the top female fighter on the Bellator list. But who knows what will happen next? Five. Ryan Bader, Light Heavyweight Division, 38 years old. Is another former UFC fighter who has returned to MMA. Bader has become one of the top Bellator fighters in recent years. In December 2016, the 38-year-old tried out for a freelance agency before signing for a promotion. Bader won the Bellator Light Heavy Division title by defeating Phil Davis, then won the 2019 Bellator Heavyweight World Grand Prix by defeating great fighter Fedor Emelianenko to become champion of both classes. Vadim Nemkov dethroned Bader at Bellator 244, but Darth beat former UFC light heavyweight champion Lyoto Machida at the 2021 Light Heavyweight World Grand Prix to be one step closer to returning to the top. Bader, who is 38 years old, is one of the oldest fighters in the Bellator. However, with 2 defeats in his last 16 professional fights, we can't doubt his abilities before he really fades away. Until then, Bader will continue to be one of the top MMA fighters competing under the Bellator banner. Four. AJ McKee, Welterweight Division, age 26. In November 2020, McKee defeated Dario Caldwell in the Bellator Featherweight World Grand Prix semifinals for a chance at the featherweight division against Patricio Pitbull. As a result, McKee received the Bellator Submission of the Year prize. McKee has a perfect 17-0 record. Given that every single one of those wins is under the Bellator brand, you won't find many fighters who are particularly tough with impressive numbers. With some great performances in recent times, the 26-year-old mercenary has gained a lot of admirers from most of the MMA world. For Bellator fans, I'm sure McKee will sign with Dana White and compete for the UFC in the years to come. 3. Douglas Lima, Welterweight Division, age 33. Douglas Lima might be on a 3-losing streak in his last fight, but forget about that for a while. Another Brazilian on Queen MMA's list of top Bellator fighters in 2022 is a former welterweight champion who is far from over. Lima, who just got beaten by MVP via split decision, but I'm sure he will come back. Back-to-back victories over Andrei Koreshkov, Michael Page First, and Rory McDonald are a true picture, and one that deserves complacency. Lima, on the other hand, will realize the enormity of entering the comfort zone, thus making major modifications and better responsiveness. 2. Sergio Pettis, Bantamweight Division, age 27. It must be hard to always be associated with Anthony Pettis's little brother. Sergio, on the other hand, made great strides to remove the frills from his shirt. That was in May, when he defeated Juan Archuleta to claim the Bellator Bantamweight title. This makes Pettis a true champion who deserves respect as a fighter. Sergio Pettis is a very promising fighter to enter into a UFC contract. However, due to the sheer number of talented fighters in the UFC flyweight and bantamweight divisions, the opportunities for the title fight are limited. Sergio Pettis certainly deserves to be considered one of the best Bellator fighters. But, to really stand out, this young man from Wisconsin had to be more consistent. 1. Juliana Velasquez, Women's Flyweight Division, age 34. Lastly, one of the greatest fighters Bellator, who is ranked second in the women's pound-for-pound rankings, appears on this list. Juliana Velasquez is the current women's flyweight champion, with a 12-0 record. Given the supremacy he feels over the flyweight division, it doesn't look like he will be moving from that position anytime soon. Given how impressive the results she has achieved in her current division, Juliana Velasquez is a potential fighter. Velasquez had defeated anyone in his path. And, you can guess what I'm going to say next. Juliana Velasquez earns a place in the current ranking of the greatest Bellator fighters. With an unbeaten record, he is the rightful champion. And there are many other Bellator fighters, but let's just enjoy their fight in our comfortable chairs. So that's it, guys, the best Bellator fighters. In your opinion, are there any other fighters that I forgot about? The boxers mentioned above, in my opinion, deserve to be one of the best Bellator fighters in 2022. However, if you want to change the order, or even replace one or two fighters, share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, see you in another video. Regards.